at night like that? He must be up to something.
What? Like making mince from Māori?
I wouldn't be surprised.
How does he get the bodies?
The same way he got those greenstone things, by selling his rock cut. When they die from it, Doomy takes the bodies.
And puts them in his mincer?
Well, why else would he be doing it at night? I tell you, he's up to something.
How come nobody else cares?
Growing us. If it wasn't for that Sarah Jane, we could have had him. Now Gil Fillon thinks the whole thing was just a game. Girls, why do they do it?
They want to be grown up.
My sister's sillier now than she was when she went to school. It's those stupid corset things she wears. They cut off the blood to the brain.
I hope Kitty's not like that when she grows up.
Bound to be. Unless you keep away from corsets. Come on, I'll race you to the boat.
Blast it, woman. Must you make so much noise?
I'm sorry, Sir Charles, but what can I do?
Stay in bed until you're better.
Doesn't seem to make any difference.
Why don't you try a thermal bath?
Mrs. Gregory, I couldn't.
If you've had any sense, you'll do what she says. Clear that up in a week.
I haven't got arthritis.
Oh, the spa isn't just for rheumatics, Miss Proctor. I'm sure you'd feel much better.
I'm sorry, but I would rather suffer.
We wouldn't.
It's quite private, you know, and it's not being used. You could have the big pool to yourself.
It isn't that.
What is it, woman?
I simply don't believe in black magic.
Black magic? Black magic? What do you mean? Take a look at this. A fortnight ago, I could barely hold a book.
Yes, Sir Charles. It is a miracle, thank the Lord. But it is not because of the waters.
You think what you like.
Sir Charles, there's someone to see you.
Ah, Rushworthy. I'm glad you could get here. You'll be staying as my guest. Several days, I should think. I dare say you could do with a drink after the dust of the journey.
Yes, indeed I could.
I wonder who that could...
I wish you'd try the bathhouse.
Best architect in the colony, Gregory. God knows why you came here.
I thought it would be a challenge.
Only to keep your sanity. Anyway, let's get down to business. Come on, Gregory. Where are those drinks?
What's the use of that? Why can't they pay for their grog with money like civilized people?
Hello there, Mr. Dwyer.
What are you doing the way out here?
Just been for a walk.
Oh, which way were you heading?
Back to the hotel.
Then you're going the wrong way.
Oh, it's so confusing without signposts.
Oh, come on, I'll give you a lift. I've been meaning to thank you for what you did the other day.
Oh, that. I don't find practical jokes very funny. It didn't make much sense to me. Spreading barley all over your cart.
Well, they tried to make out I was operating still.
Never thought.
Their idea of a joke.
Well, I think that's very wicked.
Well, I wish some more of the young folk round here had your sense of right and wrong.
Mr. Dwyer!
Oh, Ned.
Look!
Pakeha. Kore koe nuku atu I koneki. Hoka hoki o mai taku taonga.
I've stolen nothing from you. Hiki atu ki tahaki.
Homai te taonga takuiwi. Nā ku tēnā taonga.
Kia hore tikanga. Kia pere. Tukuna taku yoiho. Release the horse, damn you.
Rukutia te rangi kāwena, rukutia te papa kāwena, rukutia te tangata kāwena, ko te ruruku kei te pū, kei te weu, kei te aka, kei te tāmore. Ko te ruruku o tēnei toi, ko te ruruku o tēnei maota. Kia hara mai, kia rukutia, kia mau, kia itai. Pākehā, haere! Kia tere te haere!
Interfere, an old fool. I'll have Gilfillan put him away.
Did that carving belong to him?
He thinks everything round here belongs to him.
Where did it come from?
Yeah, he sold something to the Maoris. It's a mate. Like a fool, I took the carving instead of cash.
How did he stop the horse?
Yeah, some sort of trickery or the other, I don't know.
Look at that. What's she doing with Doomy Dwyer? Probably took her for a ride in his cat. To thank her for being so honest. She's got to go. It's easier said than done. Excuse me. Your drinks.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Ah, Mrs. Gregory. Thank we're all here. Please sit down. My friend, if it hadn't been for a chance remark at my London club, I wouldn't be here. I don't mind admitting I came with a good deal of cynicism. But I was a desperate man. Desperate enough to journey across the world with my granddaughter and her governess. Fully expecting to face the journey home with my affliction as it had been before. But happily, most happily, I was mistaken. The results are plain to see. But it matters not how miraculous the waters. If the world doesn't know of the place, it may as well not exist. And remembering that Rushworthy here, one of Britain's finest architects, had settled in the Antipodes, I had an inspiration. My friends, I will keep you in suspense no longer. I'm delighted to announce that I intend to build for Wainamu a grand hotel, the rival of any in Europe. An edifice so impressive and lavish that people will travel from the four corners of the globe to sample its delights. And in so doing, my friends, I will make this place the most famous spa in the world.
Bravo! Well done, Sir Charles. Well done.
And all you could say was well done.
Well, what did you expect me to say?
That's all we need. Another hotel.
Well, if it's anything like he says it will be, it'll make the area famous.
If it's anything like he says it will be, who's going to stay at the Albion?
Aye, but
His
that-
grand hotel might be good for Sir Charles and good for the town. But what will it do for us?
You always said you didn't want to run a hotel for the rest of your life.
What I meant was to sell out or retire gracefully, not to be forced out of business by one of our former guests.
You don't understand. There won't be any guests. Look, the hotel is the troublesome side of the business. A great deal of work and very little return. The bathhouse is why people come. Let Sir Charles build his grand hotel. We'll concentrate on the spa.
How do we know he won't build a spa as well?
Well, you heard what he said. A grand hotel.
I know what he said. But can he be trusted?
Oh, he's a gentleman, my dear. He'd do nothing underhand.
In the first place, the doors of your ears must be closed against bad language. The doors of your eyes to bad looks and low, wicked papers. And the door to your lips will need much care, for they guard an unruly member. In this latter respect, be especially guarded, else it will let out false, angry, or trifling words. The inner door to your heart must be shut
Be the
against
biggest hotel in
temptation.
New Zealand. Of course, thousands and thousands of pounds.
Doorkeeper.
Of course, he's plenty of money. But what will it mean for the Albion?
Thomas Gregory!
Yes, sir.
Have you finished your sums?
Yes, sir.
I'll have no talking. You stay in after school and count yourself lucky you don't get the stick.
Yes, sir.
Put down your pencils. You should all have finished by now. And pretty much get out your spelling books and copy down the words on the blackboard. What is it, Kitty?
Please, sir, I've broken my pencil.
Well, borrow one from someone else.
Kitty?
Pomare, stand up. Did I hear you speaking Maori? You know the rules. You'll stay in as well. There'll be no Maori spoken in this school. If you want to get on in this world, my boy, you'll speak English. And nothing else.
Je serai, tu seras, il sera, nous serons, vous serez, ils seront.
Bonsoir, Jean. C'est parfait. Et maintenant, le conditionnel.
Pomare, Gregory, 100 times in your best writing. And when they're finished, leave them on my desk.
I shall obey the school rules at all times without exception. Never rains, it pours.
Hurry up, we've got to take Christopher across the lake.
Oh, I wish Sir Charles had never come here. He cures arthritis, and what does he do? Put us out of business.
Perhaps it won't happen.
Yes, it will. He's even got an architect to draw up the plans. If I was father, I'd throw him out on the street. It's bankruptcy for sure. The Gregory name will be dragged through all the courts.
Well, there's nothing we can do.
There must be something. I wonder if Christopher can help.
Well, not unless we help him. So hurry up and finish your work.
100 times.
Mr. Babe!
Where are the others?
They had to stay in.
They won't be long. They'll meet us at the jetty.
What mischief have they been up to this time?
Oh, nothing much. What's that?
Oh, it's a seismograph, an instrument for measuring earthquakes.
What do you want to do that for?
Well, I'm studying the connection between earth tremors and volcanoes to see if it's possible to predict an eruption.
Won't the mountain have to blow up before you know that?
I suppose it will.
Do you want the mountain to blow up?
Wow. As a scientist, it'd be interesting. I could certainly test my theories. But I think I'll be content if it stays as it is. Hey.
There's a dressing gown on the back of the door, Miss Proctor.
Something the matter, Mrs. Gregory?
Well, it's the minerals in the water, Miss Proctor. I'm afraid it rots the fabric.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Well, it's quite private, you know. No one will see.
I would rather ruin the costume, Mrs. Gregory, than ruin my reputation.
Anything you say, Miss Proctor.
If it comes to that, I'd rather not be bothered.
Oh, come now, Miss Proctor. You agreed to give it a try.
Against my better judge.
When you're ready. Just ease yourself in, slowly. There now. How does it feel?
If you don't help, we'll be ruined.
Don't you think you're exaggerating? Slightly?
Once he's built his grand hotel, No one will want to stay at the Albion.
Oh, I can't believe that.
It's a great way to show his gratitude.
Oh, what do you want me to do?
Tell him all about the eruption and all about the terrible earthquakes. Tell him it isn't safe.
He wouldn't believe me, Tom. There's a flourishing community here. If it's good enough for you... Oh, pass me that tube, hey, Muffin?
This one.
Please. Thank you.
He doesn't think much of us colonials. He thinks we're all touched by the sun. If he does want to build a hotel, tell him it's safer in England.
I don't think I'll be able to dissuade him, Tom. I think he's made up his mind.
Do you want to marry the daughter of a bankrupt?
No, you are jumping to conclusions. Come on, all aboard.
No one seems to care.
All right, Tom. I'll warn him there are certain dangers building in a thermal region. Thank you very much.
Well, I think it's beautiful.
Most impressive.
Well, now, all we need is a site.
Yes, that won't be easy.
What?
Finding somewhere stable. Well, the ground around here is shifting all the time.
Poppycock, look at the Albion. Not a crack to be seen.
Oh, we're aware of the problems. We've met them in Auckland and Wellington. That's why we're building timber.
Wainamu is a little different. When was the last time you had a major eruption in Auckland?
What are you talking about, man?
Mount Tarawera erupted in '86. Molten lava, showers of debris.
The ash blocked out the sun. Oh, it must have been wonderful.
It completely destroyed a Maori village and laid waste half the countryside. Not to mention the loss of 153 lives.
Wainamu was never in danger.
Perhaps we won't be so lucky next time.
Oh, come now, Bain. Aren't you going a bit far? How often does a thing like that happen? Once, twice in a million years.
That's probably what they said in Pompeii.
It's about as likely as another ice age.
Surely, Christopher, the odds are better now than if it hadn't blown. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place.
If it's good enough for you, James, it's good enough for me. If we all thought like that, then none of us would be here, including you.
Precisely.
And so later this afternoon, Rushworthy, we choose our site.
Hey, you scared the fish.
How are the plans for the Grand Hotel? Father took him off to look for a site. Why can't he see what's going on? Even Miss Proctor's beginning to like it here. She took a bath yesterday. It almost cured her cold. I like to bid her and she's complaining. She must nag Sir Charles into going home. Hey, that's it!
What?
Miss Proctor, she's the key. If we can get her upset enough, she makes Sir Charles go. Just after they arrived, Miss Proctor put on such a performance that Sir Charles nearly left Auckland just for the sake of peace.
What do we do?
I don't know. But she's pretty jumpy. I reckon we can think of something. Well, come on.
Are you talking to us?
What's wrong? What's the matter? We got here just in time. That was close. What's the matter? The taniwhas. Oh, what?
The terrible blood-sucking taniwhas.
Where?
They live in the water.
All green and slimy with great big teeth. They live on human blood.
Then why don't they bother you?
You've got to know where to swim.
That's right, the biggest ones. They live here.
Oh.
Don't worry, Miss Proctor. It's just another of their tales. Oh, is it now? I wouldn't be surprised if taniwhas don't even exist. Oh, yes, they do. They exist, all right. Then prove it.
All right, we will. We'll get the net. We'll show her. We'll go and catch one.
Yeah.
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 Sarah Jane!
Oh, don't be silly.
Here, James. Here. Well, what do you think?
Well, the aspect looks right. Look at the view right down the lake. Hey, it seems perfect.
Who owns the land, James?
Well, that is a bit of a problem. It's a disputed title.
Oh?
Dwyer, the local butcher, has claimed it in lieu of a debt. The Maori say it's theirs.
I'll deal with the butcher.
Well, there's another problem as well. Puranui has declared it tapu.
Tapu?
Sacred, under his protection. It was owned by the Maoris who were killed in the eruption. No one has set foot on the land since...
Mumbo-jumbos, tough and nonsense.
Strange things have happened on taboo land. There's even some Europeans who believe it.
Well then, perhaps it's time someone disproved this superstition.
No, Sir Charles. Please. It's treated very seriously. You could cause unnecessary trouble. Now, surely there's somewhere else.
No, Gregory. I intend to own this land. This is where I intend to build my hotel. Nobody's going to stop me.
What's all this in aid of?
We're going to catch a taniwha.
Oh. What? But a taniwha's a mythical beast.
Oh, that's all right. We've got a net.
There.
All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, the Lord God made them all. Each little flower and open, each little bird that sings. Is that you, Mrs. Gregory?
We've got to keep it alive, or they won't believe us. Do taniwhas like hot water?
Like it.
Who is it?
It makes them grow.
Look out! You're dropping it! It's getting away!
Who's there?
Mrs. Gregory! Oh, Mrs. Gregory!
Please, Miss Proctor.
Let her go, she must.
I'm sure they didn't know you were there, Miss Proctor.
I will accompany you to the station.
There is no need.
Please, Miss Proctor, please don't go.
If your grandfather cared, we would all be going.
Well, it hasn't exactly turned out as intended. I think Sir Charles is actually pleased to see her go. Just as well, or it would have been the end of Dad's razor strop again, as well as scrubbing down the veranda. But the real trouble is that with Miss Proctor gone, little Miss Prim will probably have to come to school. As if it isn't enough having to put up with her already. I suppose she thought that was funny.